10, Minnesota losing to Gonzaga. Stanford getting a stare from Alcorn State. And Florida, down by 13, came back to wallop the Penn Quakers. Welcome, everyone, to Seattle with John Sunbull. This is Kevin Harlan. North Carolina has been the magical team in this region. People from throughout the Northwest have been waiting to see the baby blue of the Tar Heels. Let's talk just a bit about what this team, this game, what do they face tonight?
Well, the thing is, it's a young ball club, but they do have a senior leader that's really led them all season long. Arceneaux has been terrific, and he's accepted the senior leadership in the locker room and out. He's been a better shooter, terrific outside. He's a first-team All-ACC pick. He can go inside. He really controls the flow of this game. Leading them from the outside and that point guard is Ed Cota. Cota has improved his jump shot this year over a year ago, and when he does that, he is solid. Runs the show defensively, comes up with a lot of steals. He'll push it. He'll look for the assist. When he runs the show and he's on a roll, his Tar Heel team's pretty good.
Weber State comes in with a record of 24-7. Big Sky tournament champions, a team that has some depth and playing with a little bit of emotion tonight for a special reason.
Well, a young man by the name of Arceneaux. Harold Arceneaux is Player of the Year of the Big Sky Conference. His first year here for Weber State has been terrific. Averages 21.5 points, as you can see, in the rebounds and assists. His first season here has been special. He will have to play well. At 6'6", he'll be the challenge for the Tar Heels tonight.
Lineups tonight: Arceneaux, Lawson, Jensen, Gill, and Noel Jackson. Okalaja, Lang, Haywood, Cota, and Owens. Max Owens is starting in place of Jason Capel, and we are told Jason Capel may play tonight, bad back and all. Ron Abegglen may be in his final game as the head coach of Weber State. He will be let go at season's end for a variety of issues, which we'll get into throughout the broadcast. And the coach of the Tar Heels coming in with an at-large berth at 24-9. Bill Guthridge, second season. No other ACC coach has started his career after the 53-54 season has ever reached 50 wins as quickly.
A solid year, 25th straight time they've been in the NCAA tournament, third only to UCLA at 34. Kentucky is #1 at 40 straight years of being in the tournament. Bill Guthridge, somewhat of a rebuilding year, everybody thought about North Carolina, but he said really nuts to that. Been solid all season long. Obviously playing Duke 3 times was not easy, and losing a couple times to Maryland before knocking off the Terrapins in the ACC tournament.
Otis, a great leader. Otis and Okalaja provide tournament experience, and here we go. North Carolina will begin it.
And Weber State will open man-to-man. They will not guard Haywood away from the basket.
Haywood with the screen. Cota with the three.
That's the improvement over a year ago. Cota did not make many three-point shots, did not take many. Only made 18 his first 2 years. This year now 39 of 95, right at 40%.
Eddie Gill feeds it to Jackson, to Jensen. Lawson back on top. Arceneaux will try. Pickpocketed on the play by Owens.
Tough for Arceneaux. He's a slashing type player, can shoot it from outside, but he likes to get to the paint area. And Carolina is very, very big inside. Okalaja goes 6'9", Haywood 7 feet, and Lang at 6'11".
Lang missing. Picked up by Jackson. He'll lead it. Off to Gill. North Carolina back on defense well. Lawson back to Gill.
Kevin Gill, one of those guys that likes to push it, but can stop on a dime and fire at home.
Lawson. Arceneaux. Rebounded by Eddie Cota from Brooklyn, New York. Here come the Tar Heels.
Good pass.
Great pass inside. Picked up by Owens, but he couldn't make it go. Gill the other way for the Wildcats of Weber State.
Weber State will like to up-tempo this game. They want to push it, they want to score. They'll utilize their athleticism, their shooting ability, what they've done all season to beat teams. They know they'll have a tough night of getting offensive rebounds against this Carolina team.
Gill buries a triple. We are tied at 3. there with him. All by himself.
Owens coming off terrific ACC tournament performance. Confidence is up. He's been playing well. 23 points against Maryland, 22 in the loss against Duke.
North Carolina retains possession.
Good look at Owens right there. One of those players that really thrives when his confidence is up. He's a good player. When not, he doesn't seem to be as aggressive.
They overrule the initial call by our first official, Steve Wellner. This is the scores from around the country. UCLA winning, UConn playing without their head coach. He's under the weather tonight. Jim Calhoun will not make it to McNicholas Sports Arena.
3-2 zone defense across the top. Very long North Carolina team. We mentioned the size out front or down low. Owens and Cota quick out front to try to challenge shooters.
Arceneaux, Haywood got a hand on it. Okalaja has it. Here comes Ed Cota. Gill is there to defend. Haywood is denied by Jensen. Here come the Wildcats. Gill the other way with the race. Okalaja now the mismatch against Lawson. Cota will stick on Gill.
And Lawson will look for jump shots if he can find an opening. He has to keep moving to take Okalaja away from him.
Jackson dueling with Owens. Outside to Lawson. Shot clock at 3. A 3 by Arceneaux. Rebounded and a fresh 35 on the shot clock by Jackson. Lawson, Arceneaux wheels inside. Haywood is there. The pump fake and a great one to Wise. But he can't get it to drop.
Well, the ball fake had Haywood turning his head. Arceneaux had a look. Likes it in the paint area again.
Cota with the spin. And looking inside for Chris Lang, and the freshman has it trickle off his fingertips and out of
And
bounds.
great matchup, Cota and Eddie Gill. I will promise you, Ed Cota probably has not watched much of Weber State, but Eddie Gill, an outstanding point guard.
Carolina has 3 turnovers in 6 possessions. Inside, Arceneaux, great athletic catch, hounded by Lang, and squeezes the trigger and gets it in.
And tough shot inside. Against the tall trees, use the rim to his advantage.
Okalaja for 3. Off. Chased by Owens, who retrieves it. Arceneaux right on him, and Cota gets it, and they reload.
Kevin, you can already tell Weber State, very athletic team. Like to get up and down the floor. They're quick to the basketball.
Haywood has it, draws a crowd. Triple team, looking for Cota. He's open inside.
Downside to Weber State, not much size. Haywood and Lang will be able to see over the top when they get inside.
Hill had a crossover to get down low. Count it. What a play.
You can already tell that Gill and Arceneaux very good with the basketball. The ball fakes, get the defense to look the other way. Look at the crossover. Special. Now the ball fake, Haywood looks one way. The pump fake, it's got him leaning. Degree of difficulty high on that shot.
Eddie Gill from Aurora, Georgia. Junior college All-American from Salt Lake City Community College and College of Eastern Utah. Weber State leads North Carolina by 3. Timeout in Seattle.
CBS Sports exclusive coverage of the NCAA Basketball Championship is sponsored by Genuine Chevrolet, Bud Light, Pennzoil, and by Goodyear.
It's a gorgeous night in Seattle. Final game of 4, West Region first round. We're inside capacity-filled Key Arena. Weber State, 14th seed against North Carolina, the 3rd seed. Lying on top, Cody's outside. Jason Capel may play. That was the word before the game. Okalaja.
Staying man-to-man defense, and I would expect Carolina Blue to pound it inside the taller bodies.
Foul called on Weber. Arceneaux is first.
As Lang goes to the foul line, what a special freshman this kid is.
In Gastonia, North Carolina.
They familiar name, double name from the Gastonia, won North Carolina, James Worthy from Gastonia.
Sleepy Floyd is
George
Gastonia.
Those two had a little impact in a national championship, didn't they, 1982?
ACC All-Freshman Chris Lang.
And we will probably see his patented jump hooks along the baseline before this night's over.
1 seed Connecticut, trailing 16th seed Texas San Antonio. They got a great freshman on that team. Gill for 3. Chased and retrieved by Lawson in the corner. On top to Jackson. Weber State seems very quick.
Yeah, they are. In the 2-3 zone, they'll be able to find openings. This kid can shoot it.
Like Lawson right there. He was wide open. All inside. Called on Weber State. As you see, more scores around the first round. On Jackson is first.
You know, Bill Guthridge, a lot of credit. We already mentioned people thought, well, probably a rebuilding year. But MA seniors see Jeff Capel stepping in, or I should say Jason Capel, my fault. Stepping in, re-injured his back in the Maryland game. We did not think he would play. Talking about Bill Guthridge, they played a lot of zone defense this year. But they have big, tall players. They don't have a lot of bodies on the bench, and so they've been able to control the tempo that way.
Lang was fouled inside by Lawson.
Now, Capel practice, he worked out a little bit yesterday. Not in the team drills, but in the individual drills. Shot around a little bit, looked like he was moving fine. And has fought the back injury all year long.
He's taken some pretty heavy falls to that back as Lang hits again. And as much as we talk about Capel, Lang has probably been the most surprising player of the season.
Yeah, I think so. One of the sleeper finds. And I mean, when he came in, maybe the third of the freshmen, they thought Capel and Ronald Curry were much more publicized.
Here comes Gill. We're tied at 8. Wide open Lawson for 3. Knocked down and lost inside by Jensen. It's
what a
pass! And a tomahawk slam by Lang.
Hello.
Wow!
A little wraparound on the break.
That was a beauty.
Ed Cota can do it all when he gets in the open court.
Is outside, watching Jackson.
Weber State simply has to hit jump shots when they're available. The opener.
Jensen is double.
Good pass.
Gill in the mismatch with Okulaja. He'll try to exploit it. Arceneaux inside.
You know, the quickness off the feet by Arceneaux and a guy like Gill. That's how they're so effective. You think they have them bottled up, but they're quick.
We're tied at 10. Haywood to Lang. Rebound by Arceneaux.
They will stop and shoot.
Coda's on Gill. 13:20 to play in the first half.
Eddie Gill, Big Sky newcomer of the year. Teammate of Arceneaux's.
A 3. Arceneaux hits nothing but net.
Teammate back in College of Eastern Utah Junior College, along with Noel Jackson from 2 years ago. So these three have played a lot of basketball together.
Arceneaux began the game 0 of 4. He has hit his last 3.
Okulaja stays away from the basket. He should go inside. Lawson is only 6'1" guarding.
Capel, a great passer, to launch a 3 himself. Rebound tapped away by Okulaja. Picked up by Gill. He'll race it the other way once again for Weber State. Cota to meet him. And again, Okulaja's on Lawson. Arceneaux got a screen and fires a 3. Down again. All chambers are filled for Arceneaux.
And now a mismatch. Arceneaux 6'6", being guarded by the 6'11" Lang. Lang cannot stay with him off some screens.
The Key Arena is spinning. 14th seed Weber State leading 3rd seed North Carolina 16-10.
About the athletic ability of Weber State, the ability to push the ball. They want an up-tempo game. They want to make Carolina run back defensively if they don't get back. Gill and Arceneaux so good with the basketball. They can take it to the rim. They can shoot jump shots, both explosive. Arceneaux nearly 22 a game and Gill at 14 a game.
8-0 run, authored by Arceneaux. Now they get Brian Bursticker in.
And Weber State has stayed in the man-to-man. Okalaja has to be more available.
Eftimov is in there. His shot won't go. Bursticker tries to foul. Finally it goes in. Eftimov.
The size advantage, Kevin. Continue to pound the board.
Jackson to Baskerville, just off the bench. Gill, another three. Inside, brought down by Ketchum. Fresh 35 on the shot clock. Good offensive rebound.
Ketchum can give you solid minutes, about 14, 15 a game. 6'9", he's looking to do the rebounding for him.
Baskerville slithers inside. Shot clock approaching 10.
And Gill is so good with the dribble. You have to watch his crossover.
He got the screen from Hawes. The fadeaway by Baskerville. The rebound by Eftimov. Coda the other way.
Good job by the Wildcats getting back defensively.
Okalaja the miss and a foul. Weber State to pick it up here. Ketchum was in the vicinity and picks up his first foul.
Well, again, we knew the rebounding would be a key. Right now, it's taking effect.
And Weber State leads it 16-12, approaching the halfway point of period number 1. West Region first round from Seattle. Weber State leading it 16-12 over North Carolina. Eftimov will inbound. Cody is out there. Also brought in Ronald Curry. Coda's got it.
And Coda and Curry in the lineup together. A lot of speed on the floor.
Bursticker. Bobbles out. Eftimov reels it in. Up and off. Bursticker again. Counted for two in a nice play.
Keep it alive, keep it above the smaller Weber State team. Eftimov and Bursticker doing a job down low. Curry was inserted, and I'm sure for defensive purposes. Look at the action underneath. Eftimov, a big, solid body inside. That ball was coming down, but I don't think it had a chance to go in, so the non-goaltending charge.
UConn now pulling on top of San Antonio and Indiana with a commanding late first half lead. UCLA in a tight one with Detroit. Scores around the country. Bursticker hits.
Matchup to watch. Eftimov guarding Arceneaux.
Jensen on top. Inside to Baskerville. Jensen lost it. Arceneaux picks it up. He's in his last four. He's red hot. Eftimov with the challenge. They can't stop him. Arceneaux's on fire.
Simply taking the bigger body away from the basket, Kevin.
13 points and 3 threes. Curry to Coda. Gill is on Coda. Halfway through the first half. Into Eftimov and a wonderful drive and pivot by Coda.
It's amazing how easily he gets into the painted area.
Arceneaux again.
Now he'll go off the dribble. Have to give him space. He's already made some jump shots.
Trying to squeeze it inside. Now he's open. Eftimov is there though to meet him. Two-man game with Jensen, who fumbles it out of bounds.
Andy Jensen simply lost control. Andy Jensen, older brother of Alex Jensen, who's Utah. He starts for Utah Utes, who they start their quest tomorrow to get back to the Final Four.
North Carolina was in the Final Four a season ago, losing in the national semifinal to Utah. Owens. Here's the kid Curry, Eftimov the miss. Bobbles it back up. And a foul side on Eftimov.
Well, it was obvious yesterday in practice and watching the ball game when Eftimov touches the ball, he's probably going to take it up. He likes to jump up from every angle. One of those players that likes to get it airborne and then simply try to chase it. What that does sometimes is cause some fouls.
Weber State is shooting 44%.
And now the side is all cleared off.
Arceneaux bounces in for Jackson over Bursticker, who gets the rebound and dumps it off to Ronald Curry. Curry was the quarterback for the UNC football team this past year. Shared the starting duties.
And a good one. MVP of the Las Vegas Bowl.
Owens across the lane, finding room but can't get it.
And Owens needs to make those shots to get his confidence going.
Baskerville to Gill for three. Rebound inside, ripped off the glass by Okulaja.
Kevin Okulaja quiet. Only 2 field goal attempts. Has not converted on either one of them.
Heels are only shooting 33% as a team.
Yeah, good job defensively by Weber State, forcing the Heels and shooting jump shots.
Here comes Jackson. He blew a tire. Here comes North Carolina, and they've got numbers. Curry to Owens. He'll pop a 2 and miss. Back to Weber State.
Yeah, not shooting the ball well at all.
We've got a track meet inside the Key Arena. First half, Weber State by 2. We're back in Seattle Key Arena with John Sundlin and Mike Harris, Kevin Harlan. Weber State leading by 2. Arceneaux has offered a great first half so far with 13 points.
Yeah, he's been on a terrific start, but the thing you notice, Tar Heels not shooting the ball well. 6 of 20 from the field. And they're getting some good looks, and maybe they're not patient enough on the offensive end to continue to pound it inside against a smaller Weber State team.
Now a little full court pressure is backed off and lessened. Carolina fading back in a 2-3 zone.
Tell you what, for Arceneaux, who's already hit 3 bombs, Eddie Gill, he'll try to find his spot.
Jackson, Harold Arceneaux.
Good ball movement.
Gill to Jensen, quickly double. Carolina doing a nice job on the shot clock, showing 8. Behind the back, picked up by Baskerville. At 2, Gill, he'll have to fire. Rebounded by Okulaja, gets it out Dakota. The Tar Heels on the run.
Like to run, like to get the low post position early in their secondary offense.
Swing it around, and Cota ends up with it. Okulaja back to Eddie Cota. Into Haywood. Look at the size and the nimbleness of the big man.
Good block out by Arceneaux, weak side on Lang.
Arceneaux leading it down court, 3-on-3. Jackson the fake, and Lang, there was some nice defense. Baskerville with the triple.
Doesn't shoot many of them. We're taking 37 all year long. 27% from beyond the 3-point stripe.
Cota to the 7-foot sophomore Haywood. Spinning on Jensen.
Jensen solid, staying right underneath Haywood.
Baskerville with options like Gill. Now Jackson drives, reverse. Oh, what a play! Noah Jackson.
Speed and quickness. The strength to get it up and through Haywood.
Weber State has built up their biggest lead of 7. Cota with the crossover and across the lane. What a play! What a play!
Oh, how tough was that one? A little floater through the lane.
Where did he concoct that one? Arceneaux over Okulaja. Okulaja vacuums it in. Cota to Lang. Sweet, smooth turnaround.
Well, the thing that's so effective about Lang, he goes to either shoulder when his back is facing the basket. He'll take the big jump hook on you, which is almost unstoppable, and that time he turns back to his right shoulder, shoots a little jump shot.
Weber State by 3 moments ago. They led by 7. Baskerville on the wing with a 3 himself. Curry pulls it down. Ronald Curry, the #1 high school player in football and basketball a year ago. Unprecedented. Cota with a screen from Haywood. Okalaja for the triple. Down it goes. A beauty. He's 43% from above the arc, and that ties it for the Tar Heels.
And he looks for those shots much more than posting up. And that's why they've been able to put a smaller body on it.
Carolina on a 7-0 run. They've come back to tie, and now in his zone.
Look how long they are and how quickly they can cover the whole court in this zone defense.
They are so tall. Great length. Jensen doubled, hook shot, and he goes swing to the floor, and here comes Cota.
Great pass.
Okalaja! Cover your head, baby! Cover your head!
Great hit ahead by Cota.
26-24, Carolina on top. Arceneaux, wonderful fake, seductive move. Count it, inside for 2. A gorgeous play by Arceneaux.
I almost have to see this again. The whistle blows. A little bit of a continuation. You might get that at the next level. I'm surprised they gave it to him here. Good move, though.
We're in the midst of our 5th tie. We've had 4 lead changes. And this game is shifting from one gear to the next on the fly.
Well, how about the performance of Harold Arceneaux? Big Sky Player of the Year already with 15 tonight.
And above the arc is where he's done his damage. 3 of 4. Carries that. And a timeout taken. Weber State climbs back to a 1-point lead. Under 4 to play in the first half in Seattle. Weber State by 1 with the 14th seed against 3 seed North Carolina. Coming up on Pennzoil at the half, Greg Gumbel and Clark Kellogg will get you up to date on all the tournament news, all the scores, all the highlights, plus a live look in at all the action going on in the NCAA tournament. That's all coming up on Pennzoil at the half. Here comes Cota. 3:45 to play. Great pass into Eptima. Wonderful feed by Cota.
High screen and roll. Cota as good as anyone in the country at recognizing how to deliver a basketball off the screen.
Weber State led by 7. Carolina came back to tie with a 7-0 run of their own. Now they're separated by a point. Baskerville. Cota almost, he does have the steal, and he goes the other way. With the trailer and Okalaja into Owens. Eftimov is there, he can't reel it in. And it's picked up. And the other way comes Gill.
And Owens missed a bunny off a good pass from Okalaja.
Tian Delvecchio is in now. At the top of the key from Rockford, Illinois, a freshman. Great feed to Lawson. Backs it home.
Lawson on the scoreboard. Good outside shooter.
UConn pounding San Antonio and Denver. Indiana doing the same damage to George Washington. A team that had a hard time getting out of the nation's capital. Close game, UCLA, Detroit.
Well, Detroit is a good ball club. Very good defensively.
Nice denial by Eric Ketchum and Weber State the other way.
Gill will shoot it.
And fly and ram his way into Haywood. And the ball knocked away with 27 on the shot clock. 2.5 to play in the half. Weber State leading by 1, led by 7 moments ago. Awesome. Okalaja, and they're bringing Okalaja out a lot to work the perimeter.
Well, he's very good outside again. The long reach, he can challenge shooters. Carolina, a different team this year, Kevin, in the fact that in the past, their defense has dictated tempo. This year, I think really they've sat back more, played the zone because of their big bodies.
Delvecchio gave Gill a sweet screen that opened the door. He buried the 3 and Weber State by 4.
And you see the value of Eddie Gill. Not only good off the dribble, but can pull the trigger from deep.
Cota. And Gill comes up on him. Okalaja to Bursticker with a sweet turnaround.
Mix up inside, no call.
Watch this screen on the left side of your screen.
Look at how solid it is. Eddie Gill very good with the basketball. Now watch as he comes over. Good body right there. Boy, tough shot.
Baskerville off to Eddie Gill from Aurora, Georgia. On his Curry. A great defender for a freshman.
Yeah, Curry's terrific on the defensive end. They struggled all year on the offense.
Wide open, Ketchum. Even the big man can hit the downtown jumper.
Ketchum with a big smile on his face. He says, bring those tall bodies away from the paint, Carolina.
Weber has hit 7 shots above the arc. Stolen by Gill. A 3-on-2. Baskerville lost it, but let it roll the other way to Gill while he was down.
Well, Baskerville just made a terrific play on that ball on the floor.
The drive and penetration. Bursticker with the knockaway. Cota the other way. The fake pass, the drive, and the 2.
How good was that? How smooth, how patient. Understanding when you're good with the basketball, take your time, know what you want to do, make the defense create something, and then Cota simply lays that ball in. Let's take a look at a little bit of NCAA reaction.
You know that he misses Shammond Williams and Vince Carter. They could take the outside, then he could create a chaos as he would drive inside. Weber State takes a 20-second timeout, 36 seconds in the first half.
And Ron Abegglen now wants to get a play set. Abegglen's ball club has been outstanding. He's one of the terrific coaches at the offensive game. Always comes up with some good schemes on how to score. 2 seconds difference in the shot clock and the game clock. See if they can run this down and get a shot at the very end of the shot clock. So Carolina won't have much time to score. Weber State can take the lead into the halftime.
Folks, for non-stop tournament action with live scores and updated brackets in the tournament tracker, go to cbs.sportsline.com. On America Online, enter keyword CBS Sportsline. An interesting 36 seconds.
Well, the key is Weber State has momentum. You don't want to have a turnover and allow the Tar Heels to lay it in. Eddie Gill so good with the basketball. You mentioned Ronald Curry defensively. Good matchup.
Gill and Baskerville will man the area above the arc. A difference of 2 seconds. Game clock and shot clock. He's jousting with Curry. And a foul on the freshman.
Good foul by Curry. Weber State not in the bonus. He kind of attacked him before Gill could attack Curry. And now Cota will switch off and guard Gill.
Gill as the clock runs down. Lawson catch him for 3 off balance. Short, effed him off, grabs it. And we are at halftime.
Solid first half by Weber State. Their athletic ability gave Carolina some problems, Kevin. Carolina hung tough with their size. Expect some adjustments at halftime, but Ron Abegglen has to be happy by this.
And 5 ties and 7 lead changes. Weber State, the 14th seed, leading the 3rd seed North Carolina, 35-33. Let's go to New York and break up. Welcome back to Seattle. Weber State leading it 35-33 over North Carolina. With John Sunvold, this is Kevin Harlan. Some thoughts on the first half.
Good ball game. Weber State did what they're supposed to do. Their athletic ability took it to North Carolina. The Tar Heels, though, Arceneaux, Okalaja, only 4 points. Max Owens, 0 of 5. They have to get some production from those two players, because inside they can do a lot of things. I'll tell you what, Weber State wants the tempo to be up. They like the pace of this game. They like the open court that they can get into.
Arceneaux has been terrific.
Terrific, and Eddie Gill off the dribble has created some problems for Carolina, but Arceneaux, special first half. And if he continues to do the things he's doing, 16 points, 3 of 4 from three-point line, that is not normal. Take a look at the first half stats. You know, pretty even until you get to the three-point field goal shooting. Ed Cota having a good first half, but has to get more guys involved, and one of those is Max Owens. 0 of 5, he has to do something to stretch out this Weber State defense.
Weber State, the 14th seed. North Carolina, the 3 seed.
Okalaja now on Arceneaux. Tough matchup because of the mobility of Arceneaux coming off screens.
Okalaja beginning the second half for North Carolina. Hooks it up and off. Rebound by Lawson. Here comes Gill.
Again, not uninspected.
A three by Gill to cushion the second half.
Gill, one of those players, again, a speed merchant. Pushes it on the dribble, gets you on your heels, and when you're on top of those heels, he flat out just knocks in jump shots.
Okalaja gets a screen from Haywood. That's kicked out of bounds by Jackson. Fresh 35 seconds.
Okalaja just has to turn it up a notch on the offensive end. He's gliding too much. They need his production.
Owens tries to squeeze it by Arceneaux.
Kevin, sometimes the game comes to you, or you have to go get it. He needs to get it right now, Okalaja.
Owens and North Carolina down by 5. Weber State led by 7 in the first half. They connected on 8 three-point shots. Owens to Lamb. Into Jensen, who juggled the ball free, and here comes Gill.
Good solid help defense.
Another 3. This one is collected by Cota. Over the other way. Finds Owens, taking the place of Capel. He can't hit the baseline jump shot. Haywood goes down. Owens is there to gobble it up and put it in.
And finally on the board, finally gets a jump shot, 1 of 7. But the quickness by Weber State to the basketball just not being able to corral it.
Both teams shooting 42% from the floor.
Back to the zone defense. This is where Weber State has found some openings from the outside.
Lawson will pop a 3. Over Okalaja.
Well, good standstill, spot-up shooter. He reads his teammates well. He knows where to spot up. They know where to find him.
Weber State leading North Carolina by 6. Lang to Owens. Owens to Okalaja.
And where Okalaja plays offensively so far for Carolina tonight, he's 6'9", but he's made himself 6'2" or 3. Jackson's guarding him at only 5'11" because he's away from the hoop.
Owens the miss. Gill retrieves it. Flies the other way, looking for Jackson. Tried to pitch it outside and throws it away.
Yeah, surprise. Simple mistake. Frustrated with teammates. 2 guys that played together in junior college. You don't want to have those mistakes the second half NCAA tournament play, especially against North Carolina. Opportunities missed.
There is some bumping and grinding going on inside. Haywood and Jensen, and Andy Jensen, 6'7" senior, picks up his first for the Wildcats of Weber State.
You saw the frustrating look on Brendan Haywood's face. Only taking 2 shots himself in the ball game.
Scores around the tournament. UConn dominating. Okalaja.
Again, the matchup. Noel Jackson, 5'11", guarding Okalaja at 6'9". And Arceneaux keeps going away from the basket.
It is a war inside. Haywood and Jensen. Okalaja throws up an off-balance shot. It goes the other way. It's on North Carolina inside. It's on Haywood.
Look at the bumping and the grinding inside. Haywood and Jensen trying to fight for position. Andy Jensen has done a solid job for this smaller Weber State team.
Noel Jackson to Lawson to Gill. Arceneaux, the hesitation and the drive. And Lawson is open for three.
Spot up, give me the basketball. Automatic.
Weber State's last 5 baskets have been three-point shots. They've got their biggest lead.
And if you're a Wildcat fan and believe in stats, 19-0, we're leading at halftime.
Haywood twisting, turning, shooting. Oh, it goes. Rebound Jensen. Gill trying to get under control. Dancing into Cota.
What a pass.
Into Jackson. Wonderful defense by Owens.
Yeah, nowhere to go for the 5'11 Jackson. You get inside against Carolina, Kevin, and there are trees, tall trees waiting.
Elijah hounded by Gill. Dumps it to Cota. Lang trying to get free. Working on Arceneaux with the hook. Beautiful shot by the freshman Lang.
Solid ball game for Chris Lang. Well, the matchups are amazing. Lawson only 6'1", guarded by Lang at 6'11". So if Lawson continues to move without the basketball, Lang will not be able to stay with it.
Jensen a wide open shot. Haywood slow getting there. Eddie Cota from Brooklyn, New York. Myers darting back and forth. Off the line. Over to Owens. Screen, the drive, and a whistle, and a foul is called on Jackson. The 14th seed Weber State Wildcats lead 3 seed North Carolina. 44-37. 5 minutes gone, second half. Weber State up by 7. They've led by 9. Let's go over to Mike Harris.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Phil Guthridge in the huddle told his team, very simply, you have got to stop them from hitting their three-point shots, period.
Roam the perimeter. 15:04 left in this game. First round from Seattle West Regional. Okalaja with a 3 of his own. Rattling up. And he lost it out of bounds. Eddie Gill came down and just bobbled it away.
A good look by Okalaja. That has been his game this year. There's a lot from the outside. I'd like to see him establish something more inside tonight because of the smaller Weber State player.
Here's Curry. Ronald Curry is in. Okalaja to Owens. Capel has not gotten off the bench since the first half. Owens fires and misses, and a foul. It's on Carolina.
And Andy Jensen has been a warhorse down low at blocking off the taller and larger Carolina player. Jensen, the oldest American player in the NCAA tournament this year, 25 years old. Started at Southern Utah, went on a mission for a couple of years, played 1 year at Utah, then transferred to Weber State.
He and his wife had a baby boy last week.
Congratulations to them. His wife, Micah. Andrew Brock, 8 pounds. They said he's already signed at Weber State.
Beats working, doesn't it, huh? Andy? 25, he should have a job. Here comes Cota on the miss. 14 and a half left to play.
And gets to watch younger brother Andy tomorrow. Or Alex, I'm sorry.
He plays for the Utah Utes and Rick Majerus. Screen by Lang. Owens finds room in the lane. And a foul called on North Carolina and the freshman Chris Lang. Well, the tournament, the first day in the first round. Gonzaga, in a game we called earlier today, their first ever tournament win. Number 1 seed UConn without Coach Calhoun. Intestinal problem missing tonight. And Ohio State, since 1992, they haven't won until tonight.
And how about the matchup we have Saturday? Gonzaga playing in their home state of Washington right here in Seattle from across the way of Spokane against Stanford. This place will be crazy.
Stanford in the Final Four last year. North Carolina playing now in the Final Four a season ago. Connecticut Manhandling San Antonio. They will not get bushwhacked in Denver. A three-point shot. And a beauty by Eddie Cota.
The improvement of Cota, again, from the perimeter. Adds another dimension to his game. 5 of 5 from the field tonight. 13 points.
Arceneaux, nothing but net.
They haven't found a matchup with Arceneaux. The bigger players can't stay with him outside. If they get too tight, he drives around them. They play off him. He knocks in jump shots.
Eftimov is in. Cota dancing with the screen and the drive and the floater. Cota is taking over the game.
He's simply saying, why not? Keep going until they stop me. And once they do, some teammates have to be open.
He is 6 of 6 from the floor, 15 points. Arceneaux the other way. Touche! What a game! It's a shooting gallery inside the Key Arena tonight. He's got 4 from above the arc.
I'll match you shot for shot. And Arceneaux, what a ball game.
Left him off the screen. Owens prints a pass to Okalaja. And a foul. On Weber State, inside, Arceneaux picks it up.
And good foul down low. They get Arceneaux or they get Lawson.
I think they got Lawson.
And a good foul because Okalaja has an easy basket if you don't make it, and it was on the floor.
46 to play in the second half. Cota dueling with Jackson. Okalaja with a 3. Over Arceneaux.
Big hoop may get him started. Terrific face-up shooter from the outside.
49-45. Weber State. It'll go the other way. Inside, some pounding and fighting.
Andy Jensen caught on the screen. Okalaja caused that because once he hit it, he kind of got tangled up. Okalaja having a tough time guarding Arceneaux around some picks.
First sticker is in, and there you see Ron Abegglen, who is in his 8th season and final year. He is being let go of his contract after the season, some off-the-court problems. First sticker is in, and can't make his first one go. Hill wants to run. Arceneaux over Eftimov. Rebound is reeled in by Eftimov. And back the other way with Kerr. They'll float a pass inside. Okalaja whacked inside. Picked up by Lawson, who then stepped out of bounds.
Weber State team not bashful of being NCAA play. Abegglen brought a ball club in 1995, and they beat Michigan State in the first round and lost to Georgetown the next round by a late tip-in. Take a look at Okalaja goes inside. Good hands and active hands by Ketchum to block that ball away.
First sticker again left free, and again he misses. Eftimov gets it back. Cota with an athletic catch. Why not a 3? Popped out. Arceneaux the other way. Through traffic. Weaving inside. To the left. Oh, what a play by Arceneaux. Spectacular play.
The speed, Kevin, and then the patience, the hesitation. Then the explosion to the rack. This kid is really good.
Curry around the burst sticker screen and then pounding his way inside, and he carried it. What a great first round from Seattle. Weber State by 6. Weber State leading it 51-45, 11.5 minutes to play. And from our Microsoft databank, 25 consecutive NCAA tournament appearances by North Carolina. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, 16 times in the last 18 years, Kevin, they've been in the Sweet 16. Impressive by the University of North Carolina. Okalaja on Arceneaux. Again, a difficult time at chasing.
Jackson shimmies. Oh, he's looking for Arceneaux on the alley-oop.
And he missed him early. He had him and then hesitated.
Okalaja, a 2-point shot. Picked up. Here's the
Take a look at the physical play underneath. Eftimov going back up for this rebound. Ketchum doesn't want to give it back.
Eftimov, the highest rated ACC recruit 3 years ago. Former McDonald's All-American. Wide open is Curry. But that's his problem, he can't shoot. Curry again, dumping it to Okulaja. Okulaja with 3 on his line. Rebound, Haywood. And he cleared him out inside and draws the foul.
Well, this time the block out by Ketchum. Jensen and Ketchum have been terrific inside at keeping the big men of North Carolina at bay, keeping them out of the lane, not giving them second chances this second half.
Approaching the 10-minute mark, Weber State leading by 6.
And watch offensively the movement. Arceneaux coming off screens and Okulaja chasing. Can't handle the speed.
Arceneaux with the crossover, and he carried the ball.
Well, one of those issues that the officials were going to watch all season long. We've had a couple calls here in the last minute.
Weber State has had 3 consecutive turnovers. North Carolina in this half has only gone 5 of 20 shooting.
And getting some pretty good looks, too.
Some at point-blank range.
Yeah. And Okulaja still continues to struggle. Weber State, for the first time, goes to a zone defense.
How do you like that?
Well, they call this the monster. See the top guy, he will slide down all the way to the bottom. Put this in specially for this game. They want to challenge and be able to rebound inside.
Owens got it from Okulaja. Rebound is ripped off by Noel Jackson. Ahead to Gill.
Kevin, if you don't make shots, it's pretty hard to win. Carolina only 35% on the night from the field.
Okulaja is all over Arceneaux.
And Arceneaux will not stop moving.
Jackson for 2. Make it a 3. 54-45, Weber State. And closing in on 9 minutes to play.
Baskerville on the point of this 3-2 zone, then he will simply drop back, follow the ball all the way down to the basket.
Haywood was hit and fouled on the play by Gill.
Previous possession, and you can see Baskerville down low. Now he's the point man on this 3-2 zone. To put this in, they called it the monster defense. All they want to do is continue to slide low and keep a man, the top guy, all the way down baseline. What it helps them to do is rebound. They've been in a man-to-man defense all night long. Now they switch to the zone. Carolina struggling, shooting. Good move by Ron Abegglen.
Brendan Haywood, 7-foot sophomore, Greensboro, North Carolina. And Phil Ford says this kid could be incredible in 2 years.
Tough matchup. Chris Lang now on Eddie Gill.
Arceneaux with Okulaja there. Gill brings out Cody. Ketchum left open. Over the 7-footer, and he nails it. A 3 over Haywood. What an incredible shot.
Second of the ball game. Look at the smile.
That'll bring a smile to anybody's face. Okulaja to Cody. Haywood is covered. Double covered. Okulaja outside. The fake, the drive. Dumping it to Cody. Over to Owens. Ketchum is there defending. Nice defense by Weber State.
Solid defense. They're quick to the basketball.
Owens, Lang with the spinner. And a shove and a foul called on Weber State. And I think Baskerville pushed down Okulaja.
Weber State not intimidated by the name or the bodies of Carolina Blue. Look how aggressive they go after this basketball. Fallen body down by Okulaja. Weber State Wildcats really don't care. They're here to play.
North Carolina is shooting 34%. Weber State 47. Lang is double.
And look at the defense, how quickly they react to the ball.
Cota on the run. Solid. Retrieves it. 7:45 to play. The screen by Ketchum. The 3 by Gill. Nothing but air.
Didn't get his legs into it.
Okulaja for 3. Oh, he He's on fire. Okalaja has 11. He's got 3 3-point shots, and they'll need every one of them now as Carolina's down 57-49.
Baskerville will want to take Lang off the dribble. Again, smaller player wants to pull the big man away from the hoop, take him off the dribble. Tough shot.
Arceneaux the miss through the hands of Haywood. Ketchum had it, Cota had it last, and it's Weber State's ball. Weber State with 7 to play and leading North Carolina 57-49. Timeout. In this game summary, 13 3-point shots by Weber State.
Well, and the key for Weber State, they wanted to stay within range on the rebounding edge. Obviously, North Carolina has a slight edge of 7. But the key there, field goal percentage. Carolina's simply not shooting it well. And Achilles' heel all season long has been their inconsistency from the perimeter.
Arceneaux and Okalaja right there. He shattered him the entire second half. Hill and Cody. Ketchum by Bursticker. And down goes Jackson. And a foul called on Okalaja. His first.
Take a look at the screening down low. A little bump, a little love tap. Then a hard foul, gets a whistle.
Hill and Eftimov, there's a mismatch. Hill could detonate off the dribble right now. And there we go.
And the quickness, and then he'll pull back for the jumper.
Bursticker gets it down.
Good solid job defensively by Eftimov.
Cota to Okalaja for 3. Arceneaux has it.
Well, if I'm Carolina, I'd bang that ball inside. Use my size and height advantage. Take it to the rim. Shoot free throw.
Ketchum has hit a couple threes. Kicked out of bounds. Reset the shot clock to 35. Ronald Curry comes back in.
And we have not seen Jason Capel since early when he tried to play on his bad back.
Arceneaux right between the eyes.
Quickness off the screen, the catch to turn to 25 on the night.
And the biggest lead of 10. 6 minutes to play in this one. Cota, he'll put up a 3 and Perry.
And big basket. Carolina does not have a big high-scoring offensive unit on the floor. Not many guys looking to shoot. Cota knocks in another big one.
Cota hits his 3rd 3-point shot. He's got 18 with 8 assists. 5.5 to play. Ketchum squeezes it inside. Arceneaux drives, spins, floats. Bursticker pulls it off. Broken up by Gill. And out of bounds off Weber State. They're hustling. Their engines are running at the highest possible temperature.
Well, they're fearless. Their backs have been to the wall. They had to beat Northern Arizona, who was a heavy favorite in the Big Sky Conference. The last game of the year to win the conference and then host the conference tournament. Then they beat Northern Arizona at home in the Purple Palace, the D Event Center.
Eftimov cleans up the Cota miss. North Carolina is down by 5.
Still think the matchup. Arceneaux being guarded by Okalaja. Okalaja's done a solid job, but Arceneaux's been able to get what he wants to.
Isolation, Arceneaux inside. He still made it go. Double teamed and all kinds of congestion.
The quickness and speed off the dribble can go by him. Gets to the rim. If not, if they slough off, he's simply hit jump shot after jump shot.
Eftimov touch pass to Curry. To Okalaja, and Ketchum is there. 4.5 to play. Curry is wide open for 3. Rebound by Gill. He's off to the races. He's got Jackson ahead and wisely slows it down.
Damn good decision. Understand the game. Who should touch the ball? Arceneaux. Your best player, give him more touches. Make the defense make adjustments to the guy who's hot. And Arceneaux is that guy. Give it to him. They'll clear the side out. Let him go to work.
And that's what they do. But he'll pull up for three. He's unconscious. This kid is terrific. 64-54, Weber State.
The man they call the show is putting on a show tonight. And Cinderella has awoken in Key Arena. The fans have gotten on Weber State's bandwagon.
14-seed Weber State leading 3-seed North Carolina. One away to end the first day of the NCAA tournament. Buckle up, baby, it's not over. A stunning upset in the making. 14th-seed Weber State by 10 over North Carolina with under 4 to play. Now let's check out the CBS Sports Line stat of the game.
Take a look at the numbers. Weber State on fire. And Harold Arceneaux with 30 points on the night, taking center stage.
Owens to Okalaja. They got to put up threes, and they got to hit them like that.
If you're Weber State, that's the one guy you want to challenge, make him put it on the floor. Not allow him straight-on looks.
Arceneaux with 30. Trying to throw it inside to a cutting Noel Jackson. Out of bounds it goes. Jackson and Arceneaux both from New Orleans.
Yeah, no surprise. Arceneaux played at Booker T. Washington High School. Went to College of Eastern Utah, then to Midland Junior College. On to Weber State, Player of the Year this year, and again, he has come into the NCAA. And man, what a show the show is putting on.
66-57. Harold Arceneaux. He has the last 9 points for Weber State.
And I love it. No expression, no talking.
All business.
Yeah, all business. Kids dream about getting to the center stage and putting on the show that he's putting on tonight.
In the tournament. At the big dance. When the nation's eyes are on him.
And against a team that the nation likes to watch.
Max Owens.
And now the pressure by Carolina full court.
Timeout. Jackson.
And Weber State has terrific ball handlers and passers. Small lineup, their quickness. All year long, they've utilized their athleticism, their shooting ability to beat teams. Their defense has been okay. They average nearly 80 points a game. Starting 5 scores about 90% of the points.
CBS first-round games, George Mason, Cincinnati, Tennessee, and Delaware, Rhode Island, and UNC Charlotte. Check the game in time on your road. UConn handily over Texas San Antonio. That was a great save.
Looked like a turnover. And Arceneaux makes another good one. Have the freshman laying at 6'11", can't stay with him.
Arceneaux on the fly. Rebound by Eftimov. He's got 9 rebounds. Cota. Okalaja. The mismatch against Gill. Back to Cota it goes. Across the lane. Into Eftimov. What a pass indeed.
Cota so good with the basketball. Getting to the paint area, drawing the defense, and just laying it off softly for Eftimov.
Cota notches his 9th assist.
Look at the penetration. The seal off right there by Lang. Simple wraparound. Easy too, although it stayed on the rim for quite a long time.
what's Bill Guthridge saying in that huddle with about 2.5 to play, down by 5.
Well, again, they're going to increase the tempo defensively. But Arceneaux, I think whoever's on Arceneaux, when he puts it on the floor, they ought to double team. Weber State, a very good shooting team, 37% from three-point land. They have a lot of good spot-up shooters, and that's the weapons that they bring into this tournament. Gill and Arceneaux very good with the basketball off the dribble. And this man is a terrific offensive coach.
Now double Jackson. Gill.
Again, Kevin, North Carolina, not a team this year that can dictate so much with their defense as they have in the past.
Arceneaux in on Okalaja. The bar for heroism has just been raised. Arceneaux has scored the only points over the last 6.5 minutes for Weber State. Tapped up and in. Beautiful play inside by Chris Lyon.
Well, the freshman has had a special night himself to seal off the offensive rebound.
Arceneaux has scored 34. None prettier than that one.
Well, and Okalaja can just shake his head. He has put on a show. Look at the acrobatic move, the way to keep the ball away from the defender, the ability to put the softness off the glass.
Trying to miss. Tapped up and in by Eftimov, and a clutch tap it was. 3-point game, 1:41 to play.
2 buckets off offensive rebound.
Eftimov with a foul on Lawson near midcourt. With Max Owens, Eftimov, Okalaja, and Cody. Weber State leading by 3, the 14th seed. Out of bounds off North Carolina.
Good job that time by Eftimov to help out. Arceneaux went off the dribble again. Okalaja cannot handle it. Eftimov stepped up, knocked it out of his hands.
Arceneaux's put in 34. He has written a terrific book tonight.
Here's another mismatch.
With a 2. Rebound by Eddie Cody. 3-point game. Carolina can tie with the 3. And Okalaja, who has been hitting him from outside, maybe the one. Here's Cody. Timeout, North Carolina.
And good timeout. They looked unorganized on the offensive end.
Is there an upset brewing in the West in Seattle? 14th seed Weber State by 3. Under a minute to play. First round from Seattle. Weber State leading by 3, and that's the timeout story.
Well, Weber State needs a solid defensive stop. Carolina does not need a 3, though they're down 3. Plenty of time, 55 seconds left, 54.9 to be exact. Lang has had an effective night down low, the freshman with 11 points if they want to find him, but Jensen has been solid defensively for Weber State.
Okalaja has been controlling the perimeter. Owens. Shot clock at 13, big clock at 45. Okalaja for 3, and put it tight. And a foul called on Lang with a crushing block of Noel Jackson. Seed Weber State leading at 68-65, 41 seconds to play. Harold Arceneaux for Weber State has scored an incredible 34 points.
With a wide assortment of shots, Kevin, and he's been outstanding. Now, if you're Weber State, you have the basketball, you take it from the sideline. A very good ball handling squad. Eddie Gill tried to get it in his hands. Big Sky leading free throw shooter at 87%. Lawson's a solid free throw shooter. Arceneaux, obviously everything he's done tonight has been good. They're very quick. They can pass the basketball, make the larger Carolina team chase. Good move by Bill Guthridge, though. He's gone with a smaller lineup to Chris Lang out and put in Eftimov, who's quicker outside.
Ketchum gets it in, and a quick foul on Eddie Gill.
And here's the man that Weber State wants at the foul line. Again, 87%. Led the Big Sky Conference in free throw shooting. The quickest player on Weber State made his way to the basketball to make the catch.
40.6 seconds to play. Two different junior colleges to get to Weber State. With the win tonight, it would prove to be worth it.
13 points. On the night, it's been a solid effort. Second half, the key is he's been finding teammate Harold Arceneaux every time down the floor, and Arceneaux's been able to score.
If Weber State goes on to win tonight, this would be the biggest upset of the day. Here comes Curry.
Elijah, the shooter.
Down by 5, and 1-3. Toe to go. What a shot. It's a 2-point game as Okalaja nails his 5th three-point shot of the night.
And look at the senior in the huddle. The instructions, look at him come off the screen. Challenged. Arceneaux comes up. Boy, tough look, tough basket. He's had somewhat of a tough night shooting, but he's the guy down the stretch.
31 seconds to play. Weber State by 2. We've got a beauty in Seattle. Half minute to play. Weber State, 14th seed, leading by 2 over 3 seed North Carolina. Ketchum to inbound and a foul away from the ball.
A foul by Max Owens, and the grab on Eddie Gill, the guy you don't want to put on the foul line. He'll go back to shoot 1-and-1 again.
Rasheed Wallace, player for the Portland Trail Blazers. Came out of Philadelphia to play for a couple years for Dean Smith and Coach Bill Guthridge down in North Carolina.
Carolina blue forever.
They
blue on, didn't it?
Yes, he did. So one thing you can say about that school, the kids that go there are Tar Heels forever.
Yeah, what an allegiance. What a program they have built over the years.
Gill with the clutch free throw, and the Weber State lead, and X's to 3.
Well, so far, Gill has been automatic, 4 of 4 from the foul line. The faces of this Wildcat team from the sidelines.
And obviously, if they win, the biggest win in the history of their program. Gill again, 4-point lead.
And token pressure to slow down Cota.
Cota to Owens for 3. Oh, what a shot! It's a 1-point game.
And don't call it off now, Kevin, because they're still coming.
Can you believe the ending to this one?
And Max Owens has struggled all ball game. He was 1 of 10 from the field. But the big one he hit, set up by the penetration of Cota. Brad Frederick, the reaction, a timeout.
Take us inside each other.
Well, the thing is, they're exchanging 3 for 2. They've been able to foul them, make 2 free throws. Okalaja, now Owens is at 3, so they keep narrowing this gap. They can do it again. I would say Eddie Gill is not the guy I want to grab and foul. Spend your energy on somebody else, put them on the foul line.
Detroit trying to hold on and beat 5th seed UCLA with 4 seconds to play.
Well, what a ball game that, and what a win for Perry Watson. And they've kept that score where it's supposed to be for Detroit to win.
But if Weber State wins, this would be a bigger upset.
Oh, huge. But you knew walking in, we watched practice yesterday, this Wildcat team very, very confident. And Harold Arceneaux and Eddie Gill wanted to show the country that they were pretty good players. Noel Jackson, 67% foul shooter. A left-hander, one of the top defenders on this squad.
Jackson. Nothing but net.
Smooth.
Great stroke.
Next year, Jackson is eligibility up. He will play football for Weber State.
In and out. North Carolina out of timeouts and down by 2. Cota.
Good pass.
Arceneaux. Manhandled by Jensen. They don't call the jump ball. They call the foul.
And Jensen wanted the jump ball. He thought he had hands all over that basketball. Take a look at the pass by Cota, though. To see the whole floor, there's the reach. Definitely foul. Arceneaux goes to the foul line, has only shot 21 free throws all season long. 67%.
15 seconds to play. Weber State by 2. Timeout. Rick John Sunbold and Mike Harris, Kevin Harlan, West Region, first round, Seattle, Washington. This is the timeout story. North Carolina is out of it. Arceneaux will be at the free throw line with his Tar Heels down 73-71.
And again, only 21 foul attempts all season long. He's made 14 of them. None more important than these.
And the first one goes astray. What do both sides do now?
Well, here's the height and the size Bill Guthridge will put in. Strickland will try to get this offensive rebound, tap it out long. There are 5 Weber State guys on the line. They can tap it out over the top.
1-point game. 15 seconds to play.
And now you make a quick foul.
Arceneaux is fouled by Okalaja. 13.3 left.
And Arceneaux has only been to the foul line for 1 free throw attempt. Surprising when you score 34 points.
76% free throw shooter. Arceneaux's been quiet, but there was a time, about an 8-minute span, where he scored every point for Weber State. And Coach Ron Abegglen. A 34-point performance for Harold Arceneaux from New Orleans.
And 2 free throws.
Post is up in pure.
You now get the situation. Obviously, North Carolina is going to push the basketball. If you're down 2, you do the best shot available. You're down 3, you got to have a 3. See if Weber State makes the foul and not allow Carolina to get a 3-point shot up.
And again, Carolina with no timeouts. Arceneaux again.
Some coaches, Kevin, love to foul in this situation. Not allow them to get a 3.
Here comes Owens. They need a 3. He threw it away. He threw it away. Catch him to inbound. He threw it away to Cota. 1-point game. 75-74. Catch him.
And he got away. Jackson got away from him.
And Jackson scurries around. 2.2 seconds left. Weber State by 1. Catch him, threw it right to Cota.
Yeah, I couldn't believe the pass. Right over the top. Take a look at Max Owens. Now, he can't find the handle to get the 3-point shot up. As he leaves his feet, he thought Cota was to his right. Throws it out away. Weber State takes it out and catch him. The no-look pass. And here it is. Throws it right to Cota for the layup. Surprising.
Weber State, the 14th seed in the West, leading the 3rd seed North Carolina 75-74.
Kevin, North Carolina with no timeouts, but the referees are huddling, trying to figure something out. And so Bill Guthridge has huddled his players. It's like a timeout for him, organizing what they want to do.
And the referees are looking at this replay right here.
Taking a look at the clock, making sure it's set right. Look at the move by Noel Jackson to turn away from the defense. The clock does not start. But see, now it continues to run after the whistle was blown for a while. It didn't start, and then all of a sudden, but it didn't end. When the whistle blew, it continued to go.
We'll try it one more time. Catch it.
He got away. Now there's the whistle, but the clock keeps going for another second and a half.
I counted 2.5 seconds off, so that is not that far from being wrong.
Well, Kevin, think of this. With no timeouts to Carolina, if Noel Jackson can make the first one, they're up 2. If you make the second one, it puts you up 3. The home run pass can tie it. If you miss the second one, does Carolina have enough? Do they have a play set where they can get a rebound and advance it to shoot it? Probably not. It may be to their advantage if he makes that second free throw so that they can take it out of bounds and make a length of the court pass. Well, they're trying to get the clock set. About 2.5 seconds on it.
That's what I thought. Well, this is a great use of the technology. The smart move by the referees. And the clock is down to 1.2. A little bit more off than I thought.
That surprised me, but I'm sure they have a stopwatch using it there. Well, I wonder if they noticed the fact that they didn't stop the clock after that touch.
Jackson at the line.
And with no timeouts, all Carolina can do, if this ball misses, is just heave it. If they make, they have time for guys to run down the court and make the play. It would be better for Weber State if this ball's missed. Now there's an opportunity for the home run ball. We've seen it before.
First sticker. It is